Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our March board meeting at PS 1:30. Um, we have not made quorum as of yet. We're gonna just wait another 2 or 3 minutes to see if a few more board members arrive, and then we'll take it from there. So thanks for your patience, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We still do not have quorum. So what we're going to do is fix the echo first. Perfect, thank you. We are going to officially do a roll call to confirm that we do not have a quorum, and then we'll take it from there. So I'll pass it to Jeremy.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I'm going to call roll. If you are joining us on Zoom, please make sure to unmute yourself, respond to your name, and mute yourself again. Just as a reminder, if you are joining us on Zoom, you do not count towards quorum. Let's start with Diana Aguilar.
Here.
Thank you. Grisel Amador.
Present.
Thank you. Diana and Grisel, you both don't count towards quorum. Damien Andrade. Thank you. Julia Bailey. Joan Body. Thank you. Gladys Bruno. Thank you. Jerry Chan. Thank you. Esteban Chavez. Thank you. Richard Codor. Thank you. John DeLuper. Thank you. Beatrice DeSapia.
Here.
Thank you. B, you do not count towards quorum. Gabino Morales Escamilla. Thank you. Cynthia Felix.
Present.
Thank you. Cynthia, you do not count towards quorum. Jamie Freed. Thank you. Kin Fung. Diana Gonzalez. Hector Gonzalez. Thank you. Kenny Guan. Moshe Hecht. Nicole Huang. Nicholas Jackson. Thank you. Dan Kaminsky.
Here.
Thank you. Dan, you do not count towards quorum. Jeremy Kaplan. Thank you. Aaron Keith. Thank you. Wyco.
Yeah.
Thank you. You do not count towards quorum. Barbara Lee. Thank you. Christina Lem. Paul Mack.
Here.
Thank you. You do not count towards quorum. Antoinette Martinez. Jonathan Martinez. Marilyn Melman. Rosie Moda. Julio Pena III.
Present.
Thank you. Karen Rolnick. Thank you. Joanna Romero.
Here.
Thank you. You do not count towards quorum. Pat Ruiz.
Here.
Thank you. Pat, you do not count towards quorum. Damaris Santiago.
Present.
Thank you. You do not count towards quorum. Sam Sierra. Thank you. Kalina Sorma. Thank you. Faye Walker. Thank you. Catherine Walsh. Thank you. Cesar Zuniga. My count is 20 in the room. We do not have a quorum.
Thank you. There not being a quorum, the only official act that we can do this evening is to adjourn. That being said, we will be having an informal discussion on items tonight that do not require a vote. So we will not be adopting our agenda or minutes from February. I would like to ask if there is any member of the public here this evening who would like to comment on an item that was on our proposed agenda. You may do so now. We have a microphone up here and you have 3 minutes.
You could raise your hand in the room. You could raise your hand in the room. You could raise your hand on Zoom. So I see one person with their hand up.
Okay, we'll go to Zoom. Jennifer Spalding, you have 3 minutes.
Hi, I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. My name is Jennifer Spalding. I'm the principal of Sunset Park Prep. And I just wanted to comment on the playground remodel. the park and playground and field is located behind our school at MS 136, MS 821. And we've had the pleasure of working with the Parks Department on the proposal, and we're really excited about the remodel and all of the changes that are being made. And as a school community, we stand in support of this proposal, and we will be at the next meeting in person so that we can speak more about this. But I just wanted to share how lovely it's been to work with the Parks Department and how they've taken into account all of our considerations, and we're specifically very excited about the soccer field. And I just wanted to recognize all of the community members who have worked really hard to keep this space going for all these years. But it's really time for a remodel, and we look forward to welcoming the community in this space and making good use of this space moving forward.
Thank you, Jennifer. Any other hands? Okay. Moving to any other public comment? I mean, you can. You have 3 minutes. Microphone right here.
Buenas noches a todos. Yo soy Gloria Espinal. Represento a la comunidad de Sunset Park. Estoy aquí hoy porque estamos, estuvimos ya en el comité de transportación pidiendo para que el señor Blas González tenga en la calle 61 el nombre de él, que pasó 40 años teniendo esa bodega en la calle La 61, un ejemplo de familia, y estamos abogando por él. Espero que ustedes tomen el tiempo de tomar en consideración la petición. Buenas noches. Gracias.
Thank you. To do a loose translation, her name is Gloria Espinal. She's here in support of the street co-naming on 61st Street. I was going to say 56th Street. On 61st Street, between 4th and 5th, in the co-naming for Blas de Jesus Gonzalez. Moving on to elected officials. We'll start calling folks who are here. We'll go by folks here in the room. We'll start with Ray Morales from Senator Chan's office.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ray Morales. I serve at the pleasure of State Senator Stephen Chan, recently elected to office as of January 1st of this past year. Just want to thank the members of the board for allowing me to speak with you tonight. It is my pleasure to be here. Senator Chan again was voted in January 1st. Just a little background. This is my first CB7 meeting. It's a pleasure to be here. Senator Chan is a 27-year NYPD veteran. He patrolled most of his career in these very streets in Brooklyn South, 6-6, and the entire Brooklyn South as the commanding officer of the evidence collection team. He's a Marine veteran, PTA volunteer, Title I chairperson. So he's out. I just want to let you come here, introduce ourselves, let you know where our district office is and make you aware of a couple of events that we're having. The district office is at 6605 Fort Hamilton Parkway. The phone number there is 718-333-0311. Two events that we're having at the office. Thursday, March 27th, we're partnering with the New York City Department of Buildings to address any issues you may have. Could be resolving an open DOB or oath violation, general zoning questions on construction projects in the neighborhood. They'll be there from the hours of 1 to 4. The other event that we're having is we're having a health expo on March 29th at PS 310, which is at 942 62nd Street. Free health screening, blood pressure checks, disease prevention, stuff like that. And perhaps what's most important to me, we're having two recognition programs. One is called the Youth Leadership Recognition Award. We're looking for people out there to make us aware of any outstanding students that are excelling in their academics, so we can nominate them to be recognized by the New York State Senate. And perhaps the other one is the Veterans Hall of Fame program. We're looking to honor combat veterans. So if you know a combat veteran, please let us know. My information, as well as the information, all the events I just mentioned are on the back table. I will be here for the duration. If you have any questions, please come see me. Thank you for your time. Department of Buildings is Thursday, March 27th from 1 to 4 at our district office at 6605 Fort Hamilton Parkway.
Thank you. Edward Cerna from Councilmember Avilas's office.
No, I'm good. Hello, everyone. Edward Cerna, Chief of Staff for Councilmember Alexa Vilas. Just want to take a moment to thank Chair Pena because I think having a meeting in Windsor Terrace has been something that the community has been wanting for a long time, and he finally got it done. So thank you, Chair Pena. Today, I want to start by speaking about budget season. I have spoken about this in previous months. The city budget, as many of you know, is well over $100 billion and is a reflection of our values as a city. For context, the budget is what determines how city agencies get funded. So DSNY trash pickups, funding for schools, for parks. And so right now, the council under the leadership of Speaker Adrian Adams has some excited proposals that the council member wants to focus on this year, including expanded library service back to 7 days, expanding childcare for working class families, and increasing access to the University of New York for our young peoples who are going to higher ed. Right now, there are several budget hearings that are examining the mayor's preliminary budget. And I can let you know right now there are a lot of proposed cuts on the table. And this is more out of the mayor's playbook to gut city services when he doesn't need to. And so the role that you all play right now and part of the process is very critical because there are many hearings where you can show up and testify and say, hey, my neighborhood needs more money for sewer infrastructure upgrades because every time it rains, my basement gets flooded. Or there's not enough trash pickup on the avenues. And those are complaints that we have heard a lot in this board. So on this Friday, the 25th, Housing and Buildings Committee is going to be meeting for the preliminary budget at 10 a.m. At 9:30, Sanitation and Waste Management is going to be meeting. On the 20th at 1 p.m., Parks and Recreation is going to be meeting. So I encourage everybody to please tune in, and you can submit testimony after the meeting takes place if for whatever reason you can't tune in. So please attend virtually and make your voices be heard. Secondly, and I know I'm taking a little bit of time, but the city did notify our office that the New York City DSS will be moving forward with a 200-bed adult single transitional housing facility at 225 25th Street. The provider there is going to be Help USA. They anticipate that that facility will open in late 2025/early 2026. Right now, DSS has an open call encouraging members of the community to partner up with them on the formation of a community advisory board, which they maintain will establish regular meetings and maintain direct lines of communication between staff and the community to address concerns as they arise. Now, just a few points, because I know this has been something that for many months, folks have been showing up to this board to voice concern about. And that's firstly that Sunset Park has historically been a welcoming community and continues to be so. And despite suggestions to the contrary, the council member has zero final say on where a facility gets placed. The powers that grant the DSS commissioner to cite these powers are established in the city charter, which gives the council its powers, the mayor its powers, this very board its powers. So those are powers outlined in the city charter. The council office has requested that Commissioner Park host a public meeting in Sunset Park so residents can ask questions to her because she's the decision maker in the room. And we continue that advocacy moving forward. The council member does share in some of the concerns that this area is high needs and that the city has not done a good job of allocating appropriate resources to the area. And that she shares in the concern that a full gut renovation was done of a building for temporary housing when they could have done affordable housing. However, in light of those concerns that are shared, we are in an affordability crisis where many families in our neighborhood are one paycheck away from displacement, and so there is a moral housing. DSS process did not have community input and does not address concerns and possibly exacerbates the conditions in the area. We are a welcoming community first and foremost, and as long as this council member is in office, we'll lead with compassion. And so lastly, many of you know that our beloved United Senior Center located at 475 53rd Street, the largest older adult center in CB7 with over 53 years of operation, is currently facing rent increases that could potentially displace it. Our ED there and champion of the center and member of this board, Grisel Amador, has been fighting tooth and nail to come to an agreement with the landlord. And so the council office has been supporting her in that work since day one. We have proposed many solutions to the landlord as to how we can resolve this solution. Just today, Grisel and the landlord met, and so we're hopeful that she does the right thing here. There was an action about 2 weeks ago. There's going to be another one. We're going to continue that pressure and move heaven and earth to make sure that that center remains in place. So lastly, we'll just share an event that's coming up. For folks that live in the historic district, the council office is bringing the New York Landmarks Preservation Commission to the Sunset Park Library on April 3rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. So that they can speak about historic preservation grants and how to navigate the LPC permitting process so folks can, do the work they need to do on their property. And then lastly, on the legislative front, the council member did pass resolution in support of New York State bill, sponsored by State Senator Andrew Cornardis that would establish a working families tax credit. The bill would offer tax credits to family with children under the age of 17, and benefits would range from $100 to $1,600. And again, when we're living in a city in affordability crisis, every single dollar counts. And so her legislation, which was a resolution in support of that bill, we hope can push the state legislature and the governor to make that a reality. So I'll be here through the end of the meeting. Thank you all so much and have a happy rest of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Edward. Barbara?
So I want to find out if the commissioner of DSS ever decides to communicate with the community.
Microphone, please.
Hi, sorry about that. So if DSS commissioner decides to talk to people in the community, how is that going to happen? How can we get involved and how can the community find out about it?
Certainly. Again, on the table right now is that if there's anybody interested in joining the cabinet, the community advisory board, they can contact our office. We are in conversation with them on how they are also planning to do that outreach. But again, on the table right now, please feel free to reach out to the council office and say, hey, I'm interested. I want to be part of this. And again, that's as an aside from us repeatedly calling them and having a public meeting because ultimately, the constituents want to talk to the decision makers in the room.
And this will, sorry, not for you, Edward, thank you. This will also be in my chair's report, the 225 25th Street. Before we continue, I would like to call a quorum call to confirm we have a quorum this evening.
So I'm just going to call the names of the people who did not respond the last time. We assume the other folks did not leave. If you don't hear your name, you have already been counted as in attendance. If you're joining us on Zoom, please remember to unmute yourself, Acknowledge your name and then mute yourself again. And if you are on Zoom, you do not count towards quorum. Jalea Bailey. Thank you. Kin Fung. Diana Gonzalez. Kenny Guan. Moshe Hecht. Nicole Huang. Christina Lem. Antoinette Martinez. Thank you. Jonathan Martinez. Marilyn Melman. Rosie Moda. Cesar Zuniga. My count is 22 in the room. That would be a quorum.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda as presented? Motion by Damian, seconded by Jerry. Is there any objection to adopting the agenda? Seeing none, so adopted. Moving on to the minutes from the February 19th, 2025 board meeting. Is there a motion to adopt the minutes? Motion by Joan, seconded by Damian. Is there any objection to adopting the minutes from February 19th? Seeing or hearing none.
Jeremy, this is Kin Fong.
Is that an objection to adopting the minutes? Was that why? Okay. Is there any objection to adopting the minutes from February 19th? Seeing or hearing none, so adopted. Moving back to the elected officials report, Sean Girl from Assembly Member Carroll's office.
Hello, I'm Sean Girl from Assemblymember Robert Carroll's office. I just want to quickly tell you about two events we've got coming up. On Monday, March 31st, at our office on 416 7th Avenue, we have the MTA Metro Card van coming, where you can learn about getting a reduced fare Metro Card and learn about the fact that Metro Cards will soon no longer be in existence and switching to the Omni Card. From 10 to 2, we have the NYPD Crime Prevention Unit coming. You can learn about how to protect yourself as the summer months that come towards us. And from 10 to 12:30, we have the unclaimed funds with the with the New York State Comptroller's office. You can see if they have any lost funds for you. And the big one is on May 4th, Sunday, May 4th, from 10 to 2 at Park Circle, right over here by the TD Bank. We have sanitation coming where you could recycle any electronics you have. We have the DMV mobile unit where you can get a real ID without having to go to the DMV. We have a textile recycling, a book exchange where you could bring some books, especially children's books, and AARP paper shredding. So if any of that interests you, we have some flyers on the back table, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Sean. Moving on to Francesca Lando from Senator Gennardis' office. Give us 1 second, Francesca. It'll be at the top. Go ahead, Francesca. You can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay. Hi, guys. Good evening. Happy March. I am in transit, so I have some flyers for you, and I'm on the way with them. I did want to plug the Working Families Tax Credit. We were so incredibly happy to see support on the council level this past week and a half. But I also wanted to plug that if any of you were specifically curious to see how the Working Families Tax Credit could affect your family, we actually have a calculator. Sorry, I'm out of breath. We actually have a calculator on our website. It's on senatorgennardis.net. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, if you can't find it, just give us a ring, but it's on senatorgennardis.nyc, and you can basically plug everything in to see how that tax credit would affect you. In Albany this week, the Democratic majority also advanced a very amazing legislative package that'll lower costs for New Yorkers and insurance, like greater transparency and pricing for essential goods and services. We're hoping that This will just get easier, and that it'll continue through as we move through the stages of budget negotiation. One part of this was also Senator Gennardis's call to make it easier to cancel subscriptions through mobile apps. But that whole package will also include measures to crack down on prescription drug manipulation, strengthen energy pricing transparency, and also help us keep costs down at the grocery store. Yeah, I'm out of breath because I'm rushing to see you guys, so I'm going to leave it at that. But thank you.
Thank you, Francesca. Walk carefully, please. Moving on to Venus Gantleberry from the Civilian Complaint Review Board, followed by Anthony Gay. You can unmute yourself, Venus.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Good evening, everyone. My name is Venus Canterbury. I am the Brooklyn Outreach Coordinator for the New York City Civilian Complaint Review Board. I hope all is well. I just wanted to share some brief agency updates, right? For those folks who may not know, we are a city agency that serves as civilian oversight of police of the NYPD. So we independently investigate and mediate allegations of police misconduct. Our jurisdiction is force, abuse of authority, discourtesy, and offensive language. This month, I believe it was last week, Tuesday, our agency, our interim chair, and our executive director testified to City Council for our budgetary needs. So we really appreciate the City Council Public Safety Committee for hearing our needs and concerns. We also do Know Your Rights workshops for the communities, especially communities that may experience police misconduct in the 5 boroughs. Our workshops go over stop and frisk, consensual searches, different levels of street encounters, how to file complaints. So if a school, community center, or any place that would want this information, please feel free to reach out to me. I put my information in the chat. And lastly, we have board meetings that we invite the public and the community board. It happens every second Wednesday of the month. Our board meeting, we just had a board meeting that just passed last week, Wednesday. So I will share the information in the chat for the new board meeting. But we invite community members to speak about what's going on in their communities as far as policing and how can our board better strengthen our relationship with the police department and how we can all work together in the name of public safety. So I'll leave my information in the chat again, but I really appreciate the chair and the board for allowing me to speak, and I hope everyone has a great evening.
We have a question for Venus. Jerry, microphone. Yeah.
So I just want to clarify that you guys only cover NYPD. You guys don't cover DSNY enforcement agents.
That is correct. We only cover the NYPD.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Moving on to Anthony Gay from Senator Meyer's office, followed by Ikra Shafiq from Councilmember Hanif's office.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Good evening, CB7. Good evening to the board. My name is Anthony Gay, Director of Community Affairs for Senator Zelnor Omari. Just wanted to pop in today and just give out information and let you know about some of the things that we have going on. Right now, we don't have too much things that's going on too close to your side of the of our district, but I thought it'd be still great to share. We'll be tabling at Campbell's home base tools for tenants workshop April 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Medgar Evers College. I know it may be a little far for some of the people there, but for some people in need, they may be able to make it as well. Our phone number to the office is 718-284-4700. If you have any issues with state agencies and even city agencies, you can reach out to our office and we can help and assist with all matters. So just give us a call if you need. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Anthony. Ikra Shafiq from Councilmember Hanif's office. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Ikra. I am the constituent liaison for Councilmember Hanif's office. Let me start by sharing my work cell just in case any of the announcements I've made don't make sense or you might need like more information. It's 646-761-2554 and my email is on the council website. And you can also call our office as well. I would like to share some community engagement events. We've had Light the Way, hosted a community town hall addressing political intimidation and extreme policies threatening New Yorkers. Gender Expansive Families Party on March 23rd at PS 39. Collaborative art making events supporting transgender rights and visibility. It's also participatory budgeting vote week. So we're seeking volunteers to help engage residents in decision making on local funding priorities. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay, I heard an echo. And I also want to share some of our legislative actions. We introduced the Affirm Act. It expands legal protections for gender affirming care facilities, preventing harassment, obstruction, and wrongful denial of care. LGBTQIA legislative package co-introduced 7 bills to strengthen resources and legal protections for transgender, gender nonconforming, non-binary, and intersex New Yorkers, as well as the Tip Theft Prevention Act, Intro 1182, ensures tipped workers receive full transparency on their earnings and combat wage theft, including anti-union tactics used by companies like Starbucks. The Access to ID NYC Act, Intro 216A, streamlines the process for obtaining an ID NYC card by reintroducing walk-in appointments, improving online scheduling, and enhancing accessibility. Some more events that are coming up are New York City Free Tax Prep virtual info session on March 10th at 6 p.m. You'll learn how to get access to free tax filing services. Green cart permits are now available in Brooklyn, so vendors can apply to sell fresh produce and healthy foods in underserved areas. Kensington Teen Climate Cleanup is on March 16th, 2 to 4 p.m. So I encourage you all to join a local youth-led effort to keep Kensington Plaza clean. Greenwood Playground construction begins March 17th. Handball courts and multipurpose play area to undergo a 1-year renovation. And starting, just to highlight, last thing, on March 26th, due to election regulations, content shared via mass communication will be limited. The weekly newsletter will continue with adjusted content to remain compliant. Thank you so much, everyone, and I look forward to joining you guys in person next time.
Thank you. Last but certainly not least, Emmett Mendoza from Assemblymember Mateus' office.
Hey everyone, Emmett here with Assemblymember Marcelo Mateus reporting live from Planet Albany. Fortunately, we wasn't able to be there, but happy to share some updates on our end. As folks know, the Assembly and the Senate have released their responses to the governor's executive budget proposal, which are called the One House. We're happy to share that some of the issues that we're trying to focus on this year as an office has been partially addressed in our One House in regards to SNAP skimming and SNAP fraud, where we're seeing hundreds of people throughout the district face fraud when using their EBT cards at the grocery stores and at the delis and bodegas. Their money being stolen. As we all know, past December 20th was the deadline, the last day that folks could have applied for a reimbursement for SNAP fraud. We're happy to report that in the Assembly, we have committed to putting in $4 million to upgrade the EBT chip cards, to include the EBT chip in the EBT cards in order to prevent fraud by 83%. Unfortunately, we were not able to include a compensation fund for anyone who may have been defrauded after the 20th December date. But we're continuing to push in that as we start negotiating with the governor on that end. In regards to housing, our top two priorities for getting TOPA, the 10 Opportunity Purchase Act, and money for the Housing Access Voucher Program, which will create a voucher, a Section 8 like voucher on the state level to help keep people housed who are facing possible eviction, but also a voucher system that will help move people from the shelter system into finding permanent affordable housing. We're happy to share that for the first time. In the last 4 years, the Assembly has finally included HAVP in its one house proposals, and we're looking forward to negotiating with the governor to make sure that we get that past the finish line. Unfortunately, as it is almost every year, we did not get any immigration policies inside either one houses, but we are committed to making sure that we include and we fight for New York for All, Clemency Justice Act, access to representation, and for dignity not detention. Actually, there was one thing that was included that's from those four priorities. There is money in the Assembly one houses for increased funding for legal representation for people in immigration courts. So that is one good thing that we were able to get in the one houses. Now we just need to sit down and negotiate and hopefully get this past the finish line with the governor. So there's a couple of item priorities that we're fighting for right now. We just need to make sure that the proposed deadline of getting this budget signed into and enacted into law will be April 1st. Historically, in the last 4 years, unfortunately, the budget has been late. So, not don't hope on the budget being finalized by the April 1st, but we hope to get it there sooner rather than later. With that being said, I do just want to share a few community things that are happening that I would like to share with folks here in the room and on Zoom. First thing tomorrow, our colleagues to the north of us, Assembly Member Joanne Simon is hosting a Columbia Street Waterfront Community Meeting around the Brooklyn Marine Terminal. It's being co-sponsored by other electeds. It's going to be held tomorrow, Thursday, March 20th at 6 p.m. at the Cabrini Hall Sacred Heart Church at 125 7th Street. For folks who are not aware, the waterfront along Red Hook and the Columbia Street waterfront is being faced for development and redevelopment by the city, spearheaded by the mayor's office and EDC. A lot of things are coming along there that some folks may want and may not want, including workforce development, manufacturing jobs, housing. Even though this does not fall under CB7, the implications does impact all communities in South Brooklyn. So definitely feel free to participate and join in. It will be in person. Secondly, I want to share that tomorrow as well, the community in Sunset Park is having a first Sunset Park Community Land Trust info session. It's being planned by a group of Sunset Park neighbors who are interested in creating community land trust in our district. So we're really excited for it. It's going to be on Zoom. We have a post on our social media. Unfortunately, couldn't be there in person, so can't share the graphic here. But it'll be tomorrow at 7 p.m. And you can find the graphic on our social media page at MMMatenas on Instagram. If anyone's interested in community land trusts and bringing one to Sunset Park for the first time, please feel free to join us, and we'll be there as well. So excited to bring affordable options to the district. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Emmett. Moving to our committee reports, we have two reports this evening, one from our Parks and Environment Committees. I believe Diana is joining us virtually. Diana, are you able to give us a synopsis?
Yes. Hi. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Okay. So the Parks and Environment Committee had its meeting on February 25th, 2025. We had a presentation from the New York Parks Department on a design update for the planned reconstruction of Gonzalo Plasencia Playground at 3rd Ave and 41st Street. I encourage everyone to just check the recording of the meeting because it was a really detailed presentation. But basically the goals of the reconstruction and to just upgrade the spray courts to convert the baseball field into a multi-use synthetic turf field and just make it more ADA compliant. I'll stress that we're currently in year 1 of the 3-year process. So this is the design phase. You know, the next year will be like procurement, so finding out who's going to actually do the construction, and then construction will be in spring of 2026, during which the playground will be closed. So yeah, just check out the presentation. It was really detailed, and everyone who attended the meeting was really happy with the design update. So that was great.
Diana? Diana? Did we lose you?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I don't know where I left off, but our second presentation was from the New York Parks Department, the Green Thumb Division, and we just got an update and presentation on the community gardens in our area. In our district, we have 4, one of which is under the New York Parks, New York Green Thumb, and that just means that Green Thumb is the property manager of that garden. And they just gave us a rundown of their mission, which is just to support and educate the community on our community gardens. And they're going to be having a lot of events throughout the year. And Earth Month will be all April long. So if you're interested in any of their offerings or volunteering events, stay tuned. They'll be posting that. And we can make sure our new sticker is updated for those too.
Thank you, Diana. For the Gonzalo Plasencia playground, I believe there was not a quorum present at the Parks Committee, correct?
Yes, no quorum, but there's no vote to be taken.
No vote needed for the Gonzalo Plasencia playground?
Yeah, no vote needed.
Okay, the Parks is here and they're asking for a letter of support.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure. Okay, well, yeah, I guess if we can do that now, everyone is in full support.
Would you like to introduce the motion?
Sure. Okay, this is the first time I'm introducing it, so how would I do that? Just motion to provide them a letter of support.
Oh, thank you. Is there a second?
Motion by Pat.
Okay, the motion is on the table to approve the letter of support for Placentia Playground. There are questions. Is there any discussion on the motion? Karen, followed by Antoinette and Damien.
Yeah, could we know what it's about? Like, what are they going to do to the playground? What are the plans?
Diana, can you go over?
Yeah, I feel like everyone should have attended the meeting. It was really detailed. Basically, it's a full reconstruction of the playground. It's they're just going to update the play equipment, the spray area, basketball, handball courts, make it ADA compliant, and the ball field so that it's a multi-use synthetic turf field, doing the whole playground. But definitely check out our recording of the meeting. It was really in-depth.
Thank you. Damien?
During this meeting, was the children of the school involved with this planning meeting of the design of the park?
Yeah, they were involved. The principal, she spoke earlier today. She was in full support, and she told us that all the kids were really excited about being able to actually use the playground for once.
Thank you. Antoinette?
Oh, cool. I could go back to my seat. Nobody wants me to address everyone. Just a quick question. Is there a slide deck available that you can show just so we can be acquainted with the updates? Sorry, this is like weird.
Sorry, I missed the first part. Like show the slides.
Yeah, during the presentation was there. I'm just curious if there was a slide deck that was presented because I'm looking through my emails and I'm not able to find anything that was sent to the board.
It was in the actual presentation and in the actual meeting. So you'll have to look through the recording.
So it sounds like their only minutes are the YouTube.
No.
Yeah, I'll provide more
I
in-depth minutes
personally
later
don't
on.
feel comfortable voting without minutes or having seen the presentation, having the slide deck available.
So there
I
was no.
understand, but everyone was informed of the committee meeting, and if anyone was okay, they should have joined.
Thanks, Dana. So there wasn't an official meeting because there wasn't quorum. So minutes weren't required. In the past, we have done minutes for committees that haven't had quorum, but they're not technically required. So there was Diana mentioned that there was a presentation given at that meeting. We can share that with board members, but that's not something we have on hand. We can ask. We do have it on hand.
Jim, please.
Microphone, Jim.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. My name is Jim Morris. I'm the Deputy Chief of Staff for Brooklyn Operations. I'm here with two members from the Parks Department Capital Division. We gave a presentation to the Parks Committee meeting last month, and it was very well received, we believe. We've been working with the school, as Principal Spalding has mentioned as well. It was on the...
Closer to your mouth, please.
Sure, absolutely. So we were working with Principal Spalding from Sunset Park Prep. We have everything to provide whatever you guys want. We are here to get hopefully, a community board approval letter. It is an important part of the process for the design phase of the project. That is the phase we're in right now. It's important. It's an important benchmark for us. So we are here to provide anything that is needed for you guys to see this presentation. We don't want anyone to feel like they're not aware of what's happening to Gonzalo Placencia Playground. There is we are planning a conversion of the baseball/softball field from natural turf to synthetic turf, as well as the playground on the side that is largely used by the middle school and the prep school. That's going to be updated. This is a mayorally funded project. We have the presentation if people want to see it. We did give it to the Parks Committee as well. I want you guys to be able to need whatever you need here, but we are at the same time letting you guys do whatever you need. We are here for support. That's what the Parks Department is here for. So please just let us know what you need and we will provide.
Thank you. Do you have a printed presentation per chance?
I have a printed presentation. I also have it on a flash drive, but I have a printed presentation on me right now if you'd like to see it.
Okay. So let's, if that's something you can share with board members who would like to see it.
Sure.
And then while you have another question, Damien?
Sorry, one more question. I keep on hearing Sunset Park prep, but what about Dewey? Because there are two schools in that building as well.
Principal, I believe Gonzalez Rojas is another principal that we work with heavily. They were working in partnership. They are both principals. One is in, IS 36, Charles Dewey. It's downstairs, Sunset Park Prep. It's just a coincidence that Principal Spalding was on the call before. Who was on the call before, but we've been working with both. Both students were involved with the process. Randy, do you have a bigger copy? Great. Yeah, but we've been working with all major stakeholders for this park throughout the process. You'd like to see this is the deck. This is the exact deck we've seen at the Parks meeting last month. So please feel free to look around, look through it. Let us know of any questions, please.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to, while folks have an opportunity to look at the presentation, we're going to move on to the transportation and come back.
My hand is up.
I'm sorry, Pat, I didn't see your hand. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I'd like some clarification on what they mean by ADA compliant. Is it equipment? Is it for swings for wheelchairs? What exactly? Sensory? I'd like to know that if someone can answer.
Jim, can you? Yeah, thank you. Someone's gonna answer that question, Pat.
Thank you.
If you just say your name, please, sir.
Yes. Oh, sorry. My name is Dennis Flynn. I'm one of the landscape architects with the Capital Projects Division. And for us, ADA compliance is some of the ramps that are going up there now. Everything has to be for us under 8.3%. Some of them are not. So we're making all of those now accessible under 8.3%. And all of our play equipment also, we always keep a certain percentage of it that is always accessible. All the safety surfacing, that's all accessible. So all those components that go into making the part accessible. So whether it's grades, play equipment, all that stuff is made. Some of the swings have ADA swings within them. So it'll meet all those components.
Thank you, sir. We are going to return to parks and go to transportation. John, thank you.
So while they're talking about that, raise this thing because I don't, I'll try leaning over. Okay. So first I want to begin by letting everyone know that we had over 50 folks show up to support the co-naming of 61st Street between 4th and 5th Avenue in honor of Blas de Jesus Gonzalez. These included neighbors like Gloria, also Yesenia Gonzalez, David Velasquez, Gabina Rodriguez, and Edgar Alvarez. And they described Mr. de Jesus Gonzalez's life, including his background as an immigrant from the Dominican Republic, who worked hard to succeed in his community, and how he strived throughout his life to provide a safe and welcoming place at his business, Los Compadres Grocery. The presenters, as well as several community members, described Blas de Jesus Gonzalez's humanitarian work, his role in combating gang violence, and his importance in the business community as the owner of Los Compadres. They also highlighted his acts of charity and his involvement with events such as block parties and supporting runners at the New York City Marathon. They described how his spirit of dedication and commitment to hard work was inspirational to family, friends, and neighbors. And after hearing those presentations, the committee approved the co-naming app unanimously. That means there's no second required, so we're bringing it to you all for a vote now.
Thank you.
And there's other things after that.
Thank you, John. This came out of committee, so it does not require a second. Is there any discussion on the street co-naming approval or letter of recommendation for Blas de Jesus Gonzalez on 61st Street and 4th Avenue? Is there any discussion? Seeing none, I would like to approve or recommend the co-naming via unanimous consent. Is there any objection? Seeing or hearing none, so adopted. Thank you, John.
Audio's okay. We had representatives from Tacos El Bronco who presented their plans for a sidewalk cafe. At first, there was a little bit of confusion on this, as Tacos El Bronco has had a sidewalk cafe and a roadway cafe in the past, and they've told us that they're interested in doing both under the new dining out program. However, at this meeting, they presented the sidewalk cafe. As you all know, under our new dining out procedures that you all approved at the last meeting, applications are advertised in the board's email newsletter, and the board collects feedback. If the feedback gives comments, we decide to review them. We do. In this case, we got feedback expressing concerns about their previous outdoor dining setups, so we hosted a meeting to hear more, and we read some public comments received aloud at that meeting. At this time, the businesses applied only for a sidewalk cafe. Sidewalk cafe will have 2 tables with 8 to 10 seats on long tables, though they may occasionally break them into smaller tables to accommodate smaller groups. Committee members expressed favorable sentiments toward the business's record and its community involvement, as well as its current outdoor dining setup, but they did note some issues with the business's food truck operations on 37th and 50th Street and another outside of our district as well, especially with concerns that they were blocking off spots. Now, the business owners noted that they have blocked off spots for their trucks, but they were receptive to our concerns and stated that they'll try to address these issues in the future. They also noted that they always pay the meter and otherwise try to obey parking regulations. So the application presented for us, though, was about the sidewalk cafe, not about that. So we had a discussion on the application, and after the discussion, it passed 8-0. So now we are bringing this forward. Again, like the other one, because there was quorum and it passed out of committee, there is no need for a second. So
Thank you, John. The motion is to approve the dining out application for Tacos El Bronco at 4324 4th Avenue. This is a sidewalk cafe. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing or hearing none, I would like to adopt the approval by unanimous consent. Is there any objection? Seeing or hearing none, so adopted.
all right, thank you. And then last but not least, we had one other agenda item. We had a discussion about plans by the New York City Department of Transportation to add electric car charging on 43rd Street and 5th Avenue. Right now, this site already has 2 electric chargers, which have a 69% utilization rate, which the Department of Transportation considers to be good. So that's why they're looking to add more there. They're also discussing adding more at 65th Street and 3rd Avenue and plan to do additional engagements about new chargers throughout the district. So our members had a discussion on these chargers, and we generated a lot of feedback on the electric chargers, how they're working, what we wanted to see. And following up on that meeting, there was no vote on that, but we would like to see additional feedback about what areas people would like to see, what ones should be avoided, and what other things DOT should factor into their decision making. So if you have any of that feedback, please send it to the board and we can collate that and send it forward in the future. So unless there's any questions?
I actually did have a question. John, what was the utilization rate you just said? Was it 63%?
They said 69%.
Wow. That's
good.
That's good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Moving back to our Parks Committee, we have a motion on the floor to approve Gonzalo Plasencia Playground. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Jamie?
Yeah, so I looked through the plans. The park is gorgeous. This one's a slam dunk.
Thank you, Jamie. Any further discussion on the motion? Sorry, board members only. Antoinette?
Hi, everyone. So this was a question from a community member. Just wanted clarification on the synthetic turf. Why exactly is that being utilized over natural grass?
Microphone, please. Yes.
So one of the big reasons specifically for this conversion is operational. School has a tricky time using it because of majority of the time because of drainage. Drainage is a big issue that we have for this. A lot of the times a grass field is not usable because if it rains, a lot of times it's muddy, makes a mess. Synthetic turf has a very state-of-the-art drainage system that we went through. It's in depth in that presentation as well. That's a big part of the project is that for synthetic turf, it makes it operational year-round. It's a big part of the process is that makes it a lot more useful for us, for the stakeholders. The synthetic turf is much more of an operational win for everybody.
Thank you. Barbara? Was that a hand up? Yeah.
Well, I have a question to that. I mean, I don't watch that much football, but I watch enough of it that a lot of stadiums have moved from using AstroTurf to natural grass fields because it's kind of dangerous. So I'm just thinking the accidents that kids will have playing on artificial turf. Can you answer to that, please?
Dangerous as in terms of the materials, or if you wouldn't mind expanding in terms of the danger.
You talk about drainage on the field because they can't play because on the grass it's rainy. If it's rainy and they play on synthetic turf, it's easier for them to slide and hurt themselves.
I would argue that the texture of the synthetic turf would, during rain events, would be more, that would be easier to track on the shoes. But I understand what you're saying, that, but in terms of slipping and sliding and during rain and stuff like that, I would say that the Parks Department has a difficult time keeping fields open and usable during rain. So we encourage this type of conversion to synthetic turf, because we won't be able to use it during rain events. So I understand what you're saying, but I would say texturally, in terms of danger, I would say the difference is negligible.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion on the motion to approve Gonzalo Placencia Playground? Do you would like to add an amendment to the motion? Microphone.
I'd like to amend a motion, right? To not use the synthetic grass and keep it natural, as well as the handball court. As you could see, as the new picture, it kind of cuts off and it replaces it with the gym. In this neighborhood, a lot of people do use the handball court, and given to my knowledge, last year we actually voted to remove a handball court in PS1. So I don't see how we keep on eliminating the handball courts in the neighborhood makes it any better for our students here in the neighborhood, residents who use it. A lot of people utilize the handball courts a lot, and just keep on getting rid of the handball courts. I see that the Parks Department it's a occurring thing that the Parks Department is keep on removing handball courts, and it just makes students just go to other neighborhoods when you could just stay in our neighborhood to just play handball. I don't see why we have to limit the handball court and make it any smaller than what it is when it keeps on getting utilized a lot in this neighborhood. And we voted already to remove one. I don't see why limiting another one makes it any better.
Diana, do you accept that amendment to move from synthetic to grass and keeping the handball court? Diana?
No, sorry. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no to the synthetic turf field. It's the schools and everyone who joined that public input meeting last summer. They thought it was a good idea just so we could actually get the most use out of the ball field. For the handball court, I think, I'm trying to remember in our committee meeting, people were fine with the design as is, so I'm going to stick with what Parks presented, just because everyone was really happy with it in our committee meeting.
Thank you, Diana. So it's not accepted. If there's someone who'd like to second the amendment, Jeremy. So I just want to note the comment from the principal in the chat. I'm looking to clarify why the synthetic turf is the preference of the school. I can also share that only one side of the handball court is mostly used. So the school's preference is removing the handball court and keeping the synthetic turf. I'm just relaying for what the principal stated. The friendly amendment not the friendly amendment, the amendment to move from synthetic to grass, turf, and keeping the handball court does need to be voted on. So we are going to be voting on the amendment to move from synthetic to grass and keeping the handball court. This is not the vote to approve. This is just a vote to amend. And we're going to do a roll call vote.
Okay, I'm going to call the roll. If you're joining us on Zoom, please remember to unmute yourself, cast your vote, and then mute yourself again. A yes vote supports the amendment. A no vote is against the amendment, and an abstention counts as no vote. Diana Aguilar. Diana? Griselle Amador.
Yes.
Griselle Amador, yes. Damian Andrade. Damian Andrade, yes. Jalea Bailey. Jalea Bailey, yes. Joan Body. Joan Body, yes. Gladys Bruno. Gladys Bruno, no. Jerry Chan. Jerry Chan, no. Esteban Chavez. Esteban Chavez, no. Richard Codor. Richard Codor. John DeLuper. John DeLuper, no. Beatrice DeSapio.
No.
Beatrice DeSapio, no. Gabino Morales Escamilla. Gabino Morales Escamilla, yes. Cynthia Felix. Cynthia? Back to her. Jamie Freed. Jamie Freed, no. Ken Fung. Diana Gonzalez. Hector Gonzalez. Kenny Guan. Moshe Hecht. Nicole Huang. Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, no. Dan Kaminsky.
No.
Dan Kaminsky, no. Jeremy Kaplan. Jeremy Kaplan, yes. Aaron Keith. Aaron Keith, no. Wyco.
No.
Wyco, no. Barbara Lee. Barbara Lee, yes. Christina Lem. Paul Mack.
Yes.
Paul Mack, yes. Antoinette Martinez. Antoinette Martinez, yes. Jonathan Martinez. Marilyn Melman. Rosie Moda. Julio Pena III. Julio Pena III, no. Karen Rolnick. Karen Rolnick, no. Joanna Romero.
Yes.
Joanna Romero, yes. Patricia Ruiz.
No.
Patricia Ruiz, no. Damaris Santiago.
No.
Damaris Santiago, no. Sam Sierra. Sam Sierra, no. Kalina Sorma. Kalina Sorma, yes. Faye Walker. I'm sorry? Faye Walker, no. Catherine Walsh. Catherine Walsh, no. Cesar Zuniga. Diana Aguilar.
No.
Diana Aguilar, no. Cynthia Felix. Not casting a vote. 11 in favor, 18 opposed, no abstentions. The amendment does not pass.
Thank you, Jeremy. So the motion is to approve the design for Gonzalo Placencia Playground, 3rd Avenue and 41st Street. I was going to ask for unanimous consent, but I think I'm going to read the room and ask for a roll call vote. Jeremy, is that a question? Kaplan?
So I spend a lot of time at this park with my kids, and I have to say that a lot of kids currently really love the design of the park. And what I notice right now from this park, the redesign, is that it's missing some of the elements of why kids love the current park, and that there's layers to it, and it's like a tree house, and kids run around, they play hide and seek. And right now it looks like a lot of the design currently has some elements that look a lot like Sunset Park, especially the climbing structures. So that feels sort of redundant. I also think that it's good that you fixed there's no kids or big kid swings, so that's fixed. But the one thing that I would comment on is that there's like gym equipment that is added, and a lot of that actually looks similar to the same equipment that's at Sunset Park that feels redundant. So I would say that that would be important if we're going to offer gym equipment to not offer. I recognize like maybe at least half of the pieces look exactly the same as Sunset Park. So I think it would be important, like if we're redoing the park, that it offers stuff that doesn't feel like it's very similar to Sunset Park, which is just, 2 blocks up. And so, yeah, and I think we're losing a little bit of the elements of like why kids really love that playground, is that they can run around a lot in it, and it's like a safe place because of the rubber matting that has been definitely messed up. But that's a big element. It's like one of the parks that just allows you to kind of like run around, go on this go around, jump around, climb around more. And this redesign looks like it only has like one small tower and another tower apart, but it looks like we're missing sort of that element. And I know actually that a lot of kids from 516 and other schools go there like after school because it's on the way back or it's close if you're a Fourth Avenue school. So I think it is important to hear like beyond just the people that go from Dewey, because a lot of other kids and people use that like after school.
Thank you, Jeremy. The motion is to approve Gonzalo Placencia Playground on 3rd Avenue and 41st Street. We will do a roll call vote. A yes is in favor, no is opposed.
Same rules apply. Please unmute yourself when necessary and mute yourself when needed. Let's start with Diane Aguilar.
Yes.
Diana Aguilar, yes. Grisel Amador.
Yes.
Grisel Amador, yes. Damian Andrade. Damian Andrade, no. Jalea Bailey. Jalea Bailey, no. Joan Body. Joan Body, yes. Gladys Bruno. Gladys Bruno, yes. Jerry Chan. Jerry Chan, yes. Esteban Chavez. Esteban Chavez, yes. Richard Codor. Richard Codor, yes. John DeLuper. John DeLuper, yes. Beatrice DeSapio.
Yes.
Beatrice DeSapio, yes. Gabino Morales Escamilla. Gabino Morales Escamilla, yes. Cynthia Felix. Jamie Freed. Jamie Freed, yes. Kin Fung. Diana Gonzalez. Hector Gonzalez. Kenny Guan. Moshe Hecht. Nicole Huang. Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, yes. Dan Kaminsky.
Yes.
Dan Kaminsky, yes. Jeremy Kaplan. Jeremy Kaplan, no. Aaron Keith. Aaron Keith, yes. Wyco.
Yes.
It's
Oh, I'm sorry.
by, Zoom, but frankly,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Who is speaking?
Wyco?
And your vote is yes?
Yes.
Wyco, yes. Barbara Lee. Barbara Lee, yes. Christina Lem. Paul Mack. Antoinette Martinez. Antoinette Martinez, no. Jonathan Martinez. Marilyn Melman. Rosie Mota. Julio Pena III.
Yes.
Julio Pena III, yes. Karen Rolnick. Karen Rolnick, yes. Joanna Romero?
Gotta get to your.
Yes.
Joanna Romero, yes. Folks, if you are not going to vote at the moment, please keep yourself muted. Patricia Ruiz?
Yes.
Patricia Ruiz, yes. Damaris Santiago?
Yes.
Damaris Santiago, yes. Sam Sierra? Sam Sierra, yes. Kalina Sorma? Kalina Sorma, yes. Faye Walker? Faye Walker, yes. Catherine Walsh? Catherine Walsh, yes. Cesar Zuniga? Cynthia Felix?
Yes.
Cynthia Felix, yes. Paul Mack?
Yes.
Paul Mack, yes. Twenty-seven in favor, 4 opposed, 0 abstentions. The motion passes.
Thank you. Thank you, Diana. Thank you to our Parks Committee. Thank you, Jim. I said that. Thank you, Jim, for your answering questions. I appreciate it. Moving on to our second roll call, which I'll pass to Jeremy one more time.
Okay, again, we're just going to call the folks who were not marked present previously. If you don't hear your name, you've already been marked present. Kin Fung, Diana Gonzalez, Kenny Guan, Moshe Hecht, Nicole Huang, Christina Lem, Jonathan Martinez, Marilyn Melman, Rosie Moda, Cesar Zuniga.
Thank you. Moving on to the chair's report. I have just a quick couple of items. Edward mentioned this from the council member's office, the Sunset Park Senior Center. Just wanted to add, it was the council member's office organized several community groups to help find a solution, including the Sunset Park Bid, the Brooklyn Chamber, the Sunset Park. I'm forgetting the name of the other organization. I had it, I didn't write it down. But needless to say, it has been a group effort, and we are hopeful for a solution, and hopefully we'll have more news soon. And if there are any action items, we'll definitely look to the board to support. I wanted to personally thank Katie, her partner Benjamin, Cynthia Felix, who assisted in handing out flyers with the council member's office this morning bright and early. I don't know if there were other board members present there. I didn't see, but we appreciate you helping out and supporting our neighbors. Thank you. The Edward also mentioned the proposed shelter at 225 25th Street. This board may remember we sent inquiries and questions to DHS several months ago, I think probably a year ago now at this point, about that location. And we were told several times that it was not going to be a shelter. And then we received notification just a few weeks ago that it would be turning into a 300 bed, 200 bed shelter for men. There will be a hearing, there will be a meeting in the near future with DHS and the provider. Needless to say, this community has lots of questions and concerns, and we want to make sure we give people an opportunity to share those concerns with DHS. Lastly, the council member's office is organizing an informal meeting with members of our land use and housing committee about proposed development at the old St. Rocco's site on 27th Street. Thank you, Jeremy. We don't know any plans for the building. We're going to be learning about that soon, and anything that happens there will likely go through ULURP, the Universal Land Use Reform Process, where our board will have an opportunity to make a recommendation. So hopefully we'll have more information by the next board meeting that we can share. And lastly, We had our monthly meeting with EDC earlier this month. We thank them for their tour for the Maid campus. There's also, they're going to be releasing some information about their economic mobility RFP that was announced a couple of months ago that we're really excited about, and hopefully learning about who gets awarded that RFP. That is it for the chair's report. I will turn it to the district manager.
Hello again. Last week, our DOT liaison asked to meet with me and gave me the not surprising, but of course terrible news that despite the board's vote in February of last year for some numerous safety enhancements to 3rd Avenue, and DOT's promise to come back and make those changes after the summer, that not only did they not do that, but we should not expect to hear from them in 2025. And there will be no action, no safety measures added to 3rd Avenue in 2025. They say that they need to do additional outreach in the community for residents and businesses and other parties, and say they will get back to us in 2026. Don't know if I believe that. But I also said that this is one thing that the community board has been asking for a few decades. But there's a lengthy list of other half-finished projects and ignored needs throughout the district. And if they are going to hold off on 3rd Avenue, they really should consider giving us some of the other things that we have asked for, including finishing the 4th Avenue bike lanes, including safety enhancements to 5th and 8th Avenues. One thing I didn't ask for, but we also learned, surprisingly good, DOT will be making changes to 10th Avenue and 19th Street this year, which will include a concrete neck down on the northeast corner, new pedestrian ramps replacing the old pavers, signal adjustment and markings improvements to show that it is a single lane and not 2 lanes as it currently appears to be. National Grid has informed us, and this will be in your newsletter tomorrow, that the first half of April, they didn't have a specific start date yet. They are going to be doing a drone inspection of the gas pipeline on 2nd Avenue from 65th Street to 39th Street. It will take approximately 2 weeks. You will see that they have to go into the street on 65th Street to put their drone in. There will be a couple of other locations that they will have to open the street, which will allow them to charge their drone. There will only be a few hours, they claim, at the beginning of the project where 2nd Avenue will be closed. I was very concerned about that, considering the proximity of the hospital, and I've given them contacts for NYU Langone, the 2 schools on 59th Street, Southwest Brooklyn Industrial Development, which of course is the coalition of all the businesses in the area, Board 10, because this project starts right on our border, the 72nd Precinct, who should be helping with traffic control, and also the 68th Precinct, which is right up the block, not our district, but right up their block from the starting point of this project. Last August, we were informed that we, along with all Brooklyn community boards, will be undergoing the Comptroller's Quadrennial Community Board audit, which confused us because we had been audited the year before. And it's only supposed to take place every 4 years. There was a preliminary meeting in August, never heard back from them, thought it died a quiet death, and then today we heard that the audit has been canceled. Julio and I met with EDC about 2 weeks ago to discuss a number of ongoing projects that are taking place in the district. Just a couple of highlights. The Steiner Studios work in Bush Terminal Park has been delayed. It was supposed to start this spring. We do not have a target date now, and we told EDC that there needs to be some sort of contingency plan because this park has been open for 10 years. It's been planned for 15 years before that, and we were supposed to have a playground within it from the beginning. We still don't have the playground, and Steiner was supposed to build the playground, but of course now that's on hold. So there really needs to be a contingency to put that playground in. We asked about the Equinor wind farm and if the federal government's new policy about wind power will affect the building and operation of Equinor at the South Brooklyn Marine Terminal. They did not think that it will delay or terminate the project, and they say it's on schedule to open in 2026. Finally, the Pier 6 groundbreaking, that's Bush Terminal Pier 6, they believe will take place in late April or May. We do not have a date for that yet. The borough president has appointed a member to the Charter Commission panel for 2026. It is the district manager from Brooklyn Community Board 6, Mike Rassiopo. The borough president has a proposal to create a central office for community boards. I'm not going to comment on that. You could all discuss that once his proposal comes out, and I'll be happy to discuss it at that point. Just be aware of that there may be some major changes on the horizon if that gets on the ballot and people vote for it. The borough president can explain his proposal. The district managers have been going to the city council budget consultations to show our presence because we are asking for budget increases for every community board. It has been more than 2 decades since we have gotten an increase that wasn't for cost of living adjustments. We have to pay for a lot of things that we didn't have to pay for 20 years ago, including our Zoom account, including all the technology you see in front of you, including, and please allow me to introduce Brian Diaz, who is our contractor this evening, our audiovisual contractor, because we can't do a meeting like this in-house outside of our office. All of our equipment is fixed in the office. So in order to have a meeting outside, we do need to have somebody run it for us. So thank you, Brian. This has gone a lot smoother than I thought. So thank you for not turning my hair white. Liquor licenses since January, our January meeting, if you recall, I did not give the report in February, so this is a 2-month number. Liquor licenses since January, we have had 28 new and renewal licenses. Outdoor dining applications since January, we have had 6. Cannabis license applications, we have had 1. And then finally, the police department statistics are on the back table where Maria is.
Thank you, Jeremy. Moving to old business. Joan? Oh, new business? Any old business? Antoinette? Second. We're not at new business yet, Joan.
Hey everyone, just wanted to make a quick announcement. Next Tuesday, March 25th at 6 o'clock, we're going to be, let me just backtrack a little bit. My name is Antoinette Martinez. I'm chair of the Housing Committee. And next Tuesday, we're going to be hosting a committee meeting with Council Member Hanif and the Fifth Avenue Committee, so Michelle de la Uz. They're going to both be attending the meeting and presenting virtually on the community benefits agreement that was signed with Arrow Linen. Arrow Linen will not be at the meeting. And again, the meeting is going to be hybrid, so there are going to be folks that are going to be attending in person at the CB7 office, but both presenters will be virtual. So I encourage you, if you would like to hang out with me, I'll be in the room with Jeremy next Tuesday, but if you'd like to attend virtually, you're more than welcome. The community benefits agreement was signed on February 12th with the Fifth Avenue Committee and Arrow Linen. And Michelle de la Uz is going to be talking more about community benefit agreements in general, and they'll be going into more detail about what specifically was signed. So just wanted to give you all a heads up about that.
Thank you, Antoinette. Any other old business? New business? Joan Body?
Hi, everyone. OLPH school is closing at the end of this session. And I would like us to revise the school selection committee, and so we can look into possibly school construction, acquiring that school as they did St. Michael's. So our children up in that area will be able to continue to attend the school. So I have chaired the school selection committee for quite a number of years. And to our community board's credit, we have quite a few schools that have been built in the district, starting with Sunset Park High School. So I will turn this over to our chairperson, and he will make the final decision. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Joan. Not to mention the school we are in now was on the list for site selection, and thank you for that leadership. The school we are in right now was on the site selection list, and here we are, PS 130. Thank you, Joan. That is something we're considering, and we were made aware of, and it was one of something we're going to look into. Is there any other new business? I saw Grizel.
Yes. We have United Senior Center of Sunset Park. I want to thank Alexa Viles, Edward, and all the people and organization supporting United Senior Center this Friday, March 21st, 10:30. We're going to have a press conference. So that press conference would be in conjunction with Alexa Viles and all the politicians and official elect. 10:30 at 475 53rd Street. Please come and support United Senior Center. And after the press conference, we're going to have St. Patrick's celebration because we continue all the week celebrating St. Patrick. We're going to have live music. We're going to have dance and very good, very delicious food. So all people are invited. Community Board 7, thank you for the support at United Senior Center of Sunset Park. I wait for everybody in the press conference this Friday, 10:30 at the Senior Center.
Thank you, Grizel.
Thank you.
Damian?
Hey y'all, so those who don't know me, my name is Damien. I got a fun event for you guys to come with us in March 29th. I work for Nightberg. So we have an event coming up asking for students, non-students. We'll be marching. We're doing our annual March for March event that we do every spring semester. Basically, students, non-students, teachers, professors, anyone. We're going to be meeting up in Borough Hall at 11:30 a.m. And we're really advocating for the city and our local elected officials to really fund CUNY and SUNY and advocate for free MetroCards for students because a lot of CUNY students do not have access to free MetroCards. We know that community colleges offer programs for students that have received MetroCards, but not all students are eligible, and especially our international students, and especially if you don't meet the income requirements. So we're really trying to get free MetroCards for all CUNY students, especially students who go to four-year colleges. I just came from Brooklyn College, and we have no program for our college students to get free MetroCards because, you know, in high school, we get free MetroCards, that little green card, but why can't college students get it too? You know, $290 is a lot for a lot of students, especially working class families, so $290 is a lot, and especially in August, the fare is going up to $3. So we really want to get MetroCards for students. So hopefully you guys could join us March 29th in Brooklyn Borough Hall, and we will be marching across the Brooklyn Bridge to City Hall to really get more funding for CUNY and SUNY and free MetroCards for students. Thank you.
Thank you, Damien. Damien, I have a question. That's Brooklyn Borough Hall, right? Okay. Thank you. Jerry?
I remember Metro card that we got as a student was paper. Okay. So this really doesn't impact us, right? But it does impact us. On 8th Avenue, 63rd Street, they're building a 26 high-rise building. And you think Aaron is a problem? Aaron property is a problem? They're building 26 high-rise building that is no affordable housing. Right. So why I bring this up, right? We keep talking about affordable housing, affordable housing. We right next to us, they're building a building that no one really knew about, right? And then now there's no affordable housing. So it's just I want to say pay attention if there's construction that nearby, bring it up, right? Oh,
Thank you, Jerry.
thank you.
And we're working with CB10 to get a public meeting on that development. No, sorry, I repeated word for word what Edward said. The council member's office is working with CB10 to get a public meeting on that. When we do, we will share it with our board because, as you mentioned, there is significant interest in that development. Yes, we did know about it. Any other new business? Moving on to public comment. Is there any member of the public here who'd like to speak on an item? I saw that hand, and that hand. 3 minutes. And then I see on Zoom, if you could just state your name for the record, please.
Hi, thanks. My name is Nathan Wasserbauer. I'm with the Greenwood Heights Association. A year ago, nearly a year ago to this date, we had a meeting in Greenwood Cemetery, a public meeting, voicing our concern for the shelter on 25th Street. We were told, as was mentioned tonight, that it wasn't scheduled to be a shelter. But we sent over 250 letters to Council Member Alexa Vilas's office, 300 to the mayor. We really asked her to support us with the oversaturation of shelters in our neighborhood. And we haven't really heard much in a year until now with the election coming up. We did an interview with News 12 on Sunday night. The very next day, I saw Councilmember Vilas speaking, making the point that Edward Stern also made here tonight, that it's not her responsibility where shelters get placed. And we'd like to say in turn, but you do have influence. You do have a voice to speak on our behalf. Now, we've mentioned that there's other developments in our neighborhood, like St. Rocco's. Is this going to continue? Is this what we can expect from our elected leaders? Thank you very much for hearing me.
Thank you. You can just state your name for the record, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Adrienne Medina. I'm a resident of Sunset Park for basically 40-something years. And, I have a grievance with the 43rd Street, the two schools. I'm greatly appreciative of the education, but on numerous occasions, I had a sit down with the principal that I was unaware of the second school on the east side, northbound. Well, I was informed, my grievance was that all the garbage that the school and the children produced, it was just being laid out on the sidewalk. We had numerous increases of rat infestation due to this garbage infestation. And then I also brought to her attention that the other school had been doing it for years. Unbeknownst to me, she was boldly lying to me. She stated she was going to talk to that principal upon, uncovering the layers. She is the actual principal to both schools. So she was actively throwing all the garbage on the sidewalk, and it was like a banquet for the rats. Another thing about the two schools, they have two mobile offices that are not being used. I live actually right opposite the mobile offices, excuse me. And my husband and myself, we only have seen one gentleman using those two mobile offices, and we feel we need the parking. And in regards to the parking, we have a lot, a residential lot right next door to our home. And it was secured, closed, and one of our neighbors took it upon himself to clip the lock. And now he's using it for his personal gain. He's charging people to park the vehicles. I know there's a city ordinance that you're not supposed to park in residential lots, and I didn't know how to go about it. So I reached out to the Community Board 7, and Natasha told me to produce photos and evidence. So I did produce photos and the evidence, but being neighborly is not very common. And we approached the gentleman and we almost got into a physical altercation with him. He threatened myself and my husband, and he's been, for the past
30
2 or
seconds.
3 months, he's been parking about 6 to 7 cars there. You know, and that's not fair because the fumes are coming into our home. My husband is battling cancer. I'm a disabled 911. We both are 911 responders. And, you know, it's not fair because I have CHF also. So we have to, you know, we can't open our windows. Our grandchildren can't play outside because they keep going in and out. Last time they almost ran over a little child on a fire drill. Thank you for listening to my grievance. And I hope someone can help us, reach out to us and help us.
Thank you. Gentleman in the back. Can you just state your name for the record, please?
My name is Innes Lane. I work for the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, New York. And I come here today to talk about a construction site job that's going on. It's an open shop job, and it's on 115 55th Street in Sunset Park. And NYU Langone is the owner of the job, the hospital, and it's an open shop, and they have a non-union contractor doing our work over there. The contractor name is Bunlin Construction, and he has guys, like 20 workers over there working non-union, and he doesn't pay any benefits for them, any insurance. So NYU, step up your game and hire union construction is what we want to say from the bricklayers. NYU, we want union construction on the job. The workers that's working there, they don't get any insurance, medical insurance. And if they go, them and their family go to the ER, all of us in this room is paying for it, and the insurance will go up even more. So NYU, we want union contractors there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment in the room, gentlemen? Just state your name for the record, please.
My name is Mark Payala. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank the Community Board 7 for the opportunity to speak at this open forum. My name is Mark Payala, and I'm here speaking on behalf of the Heat and Frost Insulators Local 12. Insulator Local 12 has been applying insulation in New York City for since 1912. Today, I'm here to inform Community Board 7 that NYU is currently building a ambulatory care center at the campus at Lutheran Hospital on 115 55th Street in Sunset Park, with a contractor who is exploiting workers by paying substandard wages and benefits. This contractor has no affiliation with Heat and Frost Insulators Local 12, the New York City Central Labor Council, or the New York City Building and Construction Trades Council. Furthermore, the specifications call for all materials to be installed by skilled labor regularly engaged in this type of work, and that has successfully completed an apprenticeship program and craft training program certified by the Department of Labor and Bureau of Apprentice and Training. The installation contractor hired by the mechanical contractor does not meet this criteria. Local 12 invests time and resources to provide the best trained insulators to our contractors. We also train our apprentices in the application of fire stopping. For those of you that don't know, fire stopping is a material application, and when perhaps if a fire broke out, it would contain the fire in a room. Yeah, it's all over in this room, I'm sure. And if corners are cut and, untrained people are working on this, you jeopardize the integrity of that and could cause damage to, damage, lives, risk lives as well. It's a life safety issue. On another note, insulation installed improperly leads to energy waste, condensation, which can cause mold and endanger hospital staff, patients, and visitors. Heat and Frost Insulators Local 12 has many union members who currently live in CB7 throughout the borough and Brooklyn. NYU Langone has had a long history of hiring responsible building trades contractors and workers to build their construction projects. Our hope is that by bringing this issue to the Community Board 7, NYU will change the current course of this project and decide to use responsible Local 12 members who are paid fair wage and who will ensure that the hospital is built using skilled and safe union labor. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Gentlemen?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marvin Tavares. And first, I'd like to thank Community Board 7 for the opportunity to speak here at this open forum. So I'm here speaking on behalf of Sheet Metal Workers Local 28, which has set the industry standard for sheet metal work performed in New York City since 1913. Today, I'm here to inform Community Board 7 that NYU Langone is currently building a brand new ambulatory care center at the campus of Lutheran Hospital at 115 55th Street in Sunset Park with a contractor who is continuing to exploit workers by paying substandard area wages and benefits. This contractor has no affiliation with Sheet Metal Workers Local 28 or the New York City Building and Construction Trades Council. The project at 115 55th Street will be a medical facility / office space. NYU Langone will be housing hundreds of staff, patients, and visitors in this building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The HVAC system plays a critical role in indoor air quality, which is vital to the health of the workers, the patients, those visiting this NYU Langone facility. The HVAC system should be built by skilled Local 28 workers, putting an emphasis on craftsmanship and safety, and to ensure that quality air is circulating in and out of the building and throughout, minimizing the spread of airborne illnesses and diseases. In the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, Local 28 contractors and our members played a crucial role in building emergency medical facilities for patients throughout New York City and Long Island. When the emphasis of indoor air quality had never been more apparent, hospitals turned to Local 28, sheet metal workers of New York City and Long Island, and now they're turning their backs on us. Sheet Metal Workers Local 28 has more than 30 union members who currently live within CB7, hundreds more throughout the borough of Brooklyn, and more than 3,000 who reside in New York City and Long Island. NYU Langone has had a long history of hiring responsible building trades contractors and workers to build their construction projects. Our hope is that by bringing this issue to Community Board 7, NYU Langone will change their current course on this project and decide to use responsible Local 28 workers who are paid a fair wage and will ensure that this hospital is built using skilled and safe union labor. With that, I use my time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you. Just moving to online, we have, I think, Allison Wong. You have 3 minutes.
Hi, good evening. My name is Allison Wong. I'm the Assistant Branch Manager of the Sunset Park Library. Tonight, I would just like to tell everyone about a few upcoming programs at the library. This Saturday, we have a piano concert by Albert Cano Smith. It is bilingual, autism-friendly, family-friendly, and we encourage everyone to come. It's going to be this Saturday at 1 o'clock. The next thing I want to talk about is that we will be offering new immigrant job support sessions. These are one-on-one sessions, could be for new immigrants and immigrants who have been here a while. If anyone has any questions about their resume, cover letter, how to ask questions in an interview, and how to search for jobs, they can bring those questions and we will be happy to help. Starting March 27th from 12 to 2 p.m. That's Thursday, and it will be every Thursday from then on. Another thing I would like to talk about is a project that I know some of us in the community have already been part of. We have something called the Library, Newsroom, and Community Dinner. It will take place on Tuesday, April 1st from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. So the purpose of these conversations is to discuss news that is happening in Sunset Park, informations, share stories, and basically any resources that matter to the people who live here. And the point of this is to share information and stories in a way that strengthens our neighborhood and sort of keep us connected. So if this is something you're interested in, we invite you to attend. One more thing I would like to say is on April 5th, Saturday, we are having a composting workshop. I know many of you have probably heard about the new composting laws, and you may have questions about like, how does this apply to me? How does this apply to my specific building? We encourage you to bring those questions because we will have a presenter there who can answer them. The Spanish language workshop will run on Saturday, April 5th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m., followed by an English language workshop from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. And lastly, I would like to talk about Future 101. It is a new program at the library. It are aimed at teenagers. If you know any teenagers who maybe need to buff up their resume for their first job, maybe for college or anything else, we are able to walk them through it. That is all I want to say tonight. Thank you for your time. I will put links in the chat for these programs for anyone who wants to know more, or you can stop by the library. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. Melissa Del Valle Ortiz.
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you.
Great, thank you. So I just wanted, if my service gets disconnected, I apologize. I'm having really big problems with my Wi-Fi. I'd like to just give my support to the union laborers that are here tonight. My cousin, Gregory Echeverria, died on April 13th, 2019, after a United States Iraq veteran after being crushed on a construction site. So I definitely support having union labor anywhere we possibly can have it here in our community. So thank you for being here tonight. I'd like to give some veterans announcements as a United States Army veteran myself. I also am here to announce that on Tuesday, March the 25th at 800 Poly Place, which is the Brooklyn VA.
Melissa?
And that starts at 10 a.m. On Saturday, March the 29th, the New York City will be acknowledging Vietnam veterans for the 50th memorial. They will have a reading of the names, a luncheon, as well as various resources. And on Monday, May the 24th, for Memorial Day, we are seeking veterans from Southwest Brooklyn, military families to participate in the 158th Brooklyn Memorial Day Parade. And then lastly, I just want to announce that NYU does offer free remote mental health services for military families as well as veterans at NYU Langone. So if anybody, sorry, it's in the chat. If anybody is interested, please be in touch with me. I sent the flyers to Pat Ruiz. That is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. If you can email the board office those events, we can share those. Thank you so much. Gentlemen, sir, you just state your name for the record, please.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Joe Torrey from local union number 3, the electrical union. And thank you for having me tonight, Community Board 7. Melissa, my condolences to your family. In regards to local 3 electricians, we have a 6-year program. And we also get a college degree. That's why people, when they hear union, oh, you're overpaid. No, we're not. We're qualified workers. So you have non-union working at NYU Hospital, like the gentleman in the back had said, and these men who are taking the building out of the ground, they do residential work. They do not do hospital work. 100% of your work is through electricity or communication. So imagine going to a hospital that was built by somebody who built a house. Are you going to be safe with that? So consider, pass by the hospital, you see this leafleting, join our line. We do not want non-skilled trade workers doing our work that we've done for years. NYU has been great to us, but why now? Why go to a cheaper labor where you're paying less? They're not getting benefits. They're not getting the wages that they deserve, that we've been fighting for years. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Go for it, Sam.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Sam Sierra. I'm a member of Sunset Park since 1968, and I'll be very brief. So the issue labor or union labor versus non-union labor, let's be clear. Union labor has something that is called safety standards that they must meet. When these contractors go by way of non-union, those standards are not followed. I just wanted to make that statement now because that's what this is all about. This is about safety. And as they stated earlier, we have at least 30 members of our community working at that non-union site under those conditions. So I just wanted to come up here and just clarify that aspect. This is about safety, and this is happening in our own backyard. And I yield my time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Sam. I believe I saw one final hand up for public comment. Come on up, sir. Just state your name for the record, please.
My name is Samuel Robinson.
And I'm Biana Varga.
We just wanted to bring up this little small potential green space on the Prospect Avenue side of the pedestrian walkway or the Prospect Expressway overpass, which a number of businesses and residents have communicated interest in improving. There's a lot of students, a lot of children that walk over that overpass every morning to go to day camp or daycares and different schools. And there's been a number of people that have expressed interest in planting the space, turning it into a garden. I think it's currently under DOT's oversight. So we just wanted to communicate that to the board.
Sure, and Sam has offered to provide pro bono labor to do the bulk of the work, and there's volunteers who are interested. There's numerous daycares and after schools on the block that would benefit from a lovely, friendly space instead of a neglected place where people put trash. So we're just trying to figure out how to get that space out of DOT control, or it just unlocked so volunteers and workers can turn it into something nice for the neighborhood. That's it.
Thank you so
We
much.
yield our time.
There being no other item on the agenda, the meeting is now adjourned. Thank everyone. Get home safely.